Hey everybody, this is Dave. This will be a short introduction to Battle Pope, a multi-volume fantasy end-of-the-world story that follows the adventures of the last Pope on Earth, who is killed, resurrected, and turned into a superhero to fight against evil. This could have been a very controversial comic because it's showing images of Jesus and the Catholic faith's most celebrated figure, the Pope, in comical ways. But I don't think people took it too seriously, thankfully, and there was no real big problem with it. It was just a foolish, adventure, magical, sarcastic, satirical comic. So let's just take a quick look at the plot, and then we're going to look at a little bit of Volume 1 of this comic. Plot. The opening panels show Pope Oswald Leopold II sitting in a bar, drinking and reminiscing. There's a flashback to a young child preparing to accept the mantle of Pope. He undergoes martial arts training with Bruce Lee because the Pope needs to be ready for anything. After becoming Pope, Leopold leads a full life of drinking, sex, and debauchery. Eventually, God casts judgment on the entire human race, condemning them all. He allows the gates of hell to open, and the world is invaded by a swarm of demons. After a great war, a treaty is formed, and hell's gates are closed. Human and demon survivors roam the earth together and coexist. After the flashback, Pope witnesses a gang kidnapping a young woman. When Pope tries to stop the group, they summon the demon Belham. Pope beats the demon after a brief fight by cutting his right arm with the sword. The woman expresses her gratitude and goes back to Pope's house. Later that night, Belham ambushes Pope, killing the woman. While distracted by her death, Pope appears to be killed. As Belham relishes his triumph, he is shot from behind by Jesus. Pope soon awakens and finds he is in the presence of Jesus and God. They reveal to him that God sent St. Michael to watch over the good people left on earth. Lucifer was able to overpower and capture the saint. God gives Pope super strength and tells him that if he rescues St. Michael, he will get into heaven, despite his deplorable life. As Pope and Jesus search for Hellcorp, Lucifer's headquarters on Earth, they are attacked by the zombie twins, Lucifer's henchmen. Pope dispatches the duo, but they were not beaten and summon all of Earth's corpses to form a giant writhing zombie monster. Pope can't stop this new monster, but Jesus is able to destroy them in a brilliant explosion when they try to eat him. After killing the zombies, Pope and Jesus are once again attacked by Belham, now with a robotic arm, but he is easily defeated. So that's the intro, without too many long-term spoilers in the passage that I read. Some of the names, like Belham, I was saying Belham at first. There's no H there. I don't know why I was pronouncing it in such a peculiar way. This comic started in early 2000, and it actually became an animated series for a very short run. Let me see, where was it? Yes, adapted it into an 8-episode animated version that aired on Spike in 2008. Spike was a TV network in America that showed kind of alternative programming, I think. So anywho, let's take a look at the comic itself and see what we think of it. So zoom up to the top. Sorry about the quick scroll there. So some interesting things you might note is, how much does a comic cost in America? Well, a single comic, which is often less than 30 pages, can be up to 300 yen, which is kind of a lot for such a short book. If a comic series lasts for a long time, they will take 6 or 7 of the comics and put them together in a larger book called a trade paperback, and that is sometimes abbreviated to TPB. Trade paperback. Battle Pope is from Image Comics. Image Comics is a fairly large comic publisher. It is not one of the largest publishers. The two largest and most famous publishers in America are certainly Marvel, which makes Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the Incredible Hulk, etc., and DC Comics, which makes Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, etc. But there are many other comic publishing houses. Image is one of the moderately sized ones, and they make some very interesting comics. Boop. So, I didn't mean to do that. I'm using a pen, and that sometimes conflicts with scrolling. So again, going up to the top. So we learned about the Pope, Pope Leopold, and we learned about Jesus and Saint Michael and a demon called Balaam and God. These were all characters mentioned. Let's see how many of them we can see in the opening passages of this story. A thing to note about this is that this is really an 18-plus comic. It is intended for people over 18 years old because it has sex and violence and complicated commentary on social issues. One thing that might have upset Christians is that though Jesus is shown as a good guy, a good character, he's shown as somewhat foolish in this story, as you can see by him picking his nose, which is not considered a polite thing to do. It's very famous that some Christian people will have on t-shirts, what would Jesus do? And this is admonishing people to adjust their behavior to a higher standard by comparing it to what they imagine Jesus would do. But this is Jesus himself, so he wears a t-shirt that says, "What would I do?" which is kind of a cute little joke. So let's see what we can find. Am I drawing? Okay, I'm not drawing. Oh, I am drawing. Sorry. And it jumps all the way down here. So irritating sometimes. So then let me turn the inking off. Good, okay. So this comic, like many American comics, it has multiple creators working together. It was created by Robert Kirkman and Tony Moore. Robert Kirkman and then when I want it to work, it won't work. By Robert Kirkman and Tony Moore. Robert Kirkman is also the writer, layout artist, and letterer. The letterer is the person who writes the letters in the boxes of the dialogue and descriptions in the comic. Tony Moore is the penciler, inker, and story. This is probably assistant. It got cut off. He did story assistance. The colorist is the person who focuses on the color, etc. So as you can see, there are many, many different roles that people play in an American comic, unlike a Japanese manga, wherein it seems that one person does most of the different tasks. So it starts out, "I am the Pope." Not that it matters much. So if you look, you can recall that the description we read said that humans and demons are living together after a truce. A peace settlement was made. So here is pens, and here's a human, and here are some demons. There's a two-headed demon, and here's a demon playing pool with a human. So they are all coexisting together and living on Earth. And the Pope is quite depressed at the beginning of this because he is the ruler of or the leader of one of the largest religions, but he has not been given a chance to go to heaven because he was a bad person, even though he was the leader of the religion. So I am the Pope. Not that it matters much now. I had to put up with a lot of crap, but it was worth it. Can we hurry up here? I'm freezing my nuts off. This is when he's getting measured for his clothing to be the Pope. I christen thee Pope. So he's made the Pope. Look at me, I'm the Pope. This is making a joke about the Italian accent of speaking English. like Japanese, many Italian words end with a vowel sound, such as a. So instead of saying "I'm the Pope," "I'm a the Pope," they're making a joke about Italian language. So to have everyone kissing my ass, it was worth it to have everyone kissing my ass. So he went through a lot of bad stuff, and he did bad things. I wasn't the most Christian Pope. I did whatever the hell I wanted, and I had a hell of a time doing it. No one messed with me. I was the Pope, for Christ's sake. Up yours, pal. So he tells people, screw off. I think he might actually be talking to God, because it looks like he's giving the finger to the sky. Life was good. Until he came. Oh, shit. I really like the art of this. His eyes don't really have irises. It's all pupil. Or is it all iris? No, they don't have pupils. It's all iris. It's all the blue color, which is kind of interesting. And ruined everything. Look upon me, my children. Your time on earth is spent. Those pure of heart will ascend to my kingdom. Prepare to be judged. Pick me, pick me. I went to church 3 times. 3 times is not a lot to go to church. You and you. I am disappointed, my children. You are consumed by hate, greed, and lust, and so thou art all condemned. Damn. I was screwed. So no one got to go to heaven, really, it seems. Without God, chaos reigned. A world without religion is a world without morals. Now, I personally disagree with this. There's an argument that religion gives us morals and gives us a good way of living, or is the only way to give us a good way to live our life. And I don't believe that's true. I think that a lot of bad morals comes from religion, some good morals, but I think that good morals can also come from philosophy and intuition and natural understanding of life through observation. So I kind of disagree with this part of the story. In that way, even though it's making fun of religion, it seems in some ways pro-religion. And laws only went so far, without God to keep them in check. A seal in hell was broken. The lords of hell ran amok. Gangway! And a doorway was opened. So they're escaping from hell. And these are the different monsters. The legions of hell gathered on earth and formed an army. There was a great war, and our side and theirs had massive casualties. Yet we continued to fight. Ow! We nearly wiped each other out. But a treaty was signed. This is kind of funny. So this is the gods' representative, I guess? It's kind of interesting. The door to hell was closed. They got some keen government housing. We got some noisy new neighbors. Some new noisy neighbors. So the hell got government housing, and then the people on earth got demons for neighbors. And my life sucks. End of story. Aye! Hey. Alright, girl. You're coming with us. Yeah. Let the girl go. Heh. Screw you, Pope. I ain't taking orders from some fat old man. You better run back to Sunday school, old boy, 'cause we got backup, bitch. Roar! Yikes. Prepare to die. You been swimming? This is a very rude joke. I'm not going to explain it too much, but maybe you can understand it just from looking at it. Bastard! Oomph. This is kind of a funny joke. Complaint department over here. So companies really will have complaint departments, but sometimes there's a joke that the complaint department is not real, and if you complain, you'll get in trouble. So this bar's complaint department is a sword, meaning complain at your own risk. Maybe they'll kill you if you complain. So he grabs the complaint department sword. Okay, Pencil Dick, it's go time! Ugh, goddamn son of a bitch. Oh, sorry, this one comes first. So it's this, then this. Ugh, goddamn son of a bitch. Okay, Pencil Dick, it's go time! Come on. It's going slowly. I think I popped this into the wrong place. That's the thing about the annotations, they can disappear. Oh, what's happened to my... Somehow, one page might be missing. Eat boo! Brimstone breath. Gasp. I've peed myself. Here's a little something for your diary, puny pecker. Ugh! Wait for me. Well, that's that. Hey, babe. Need a lift? My hero. So we'll end right here for today. I hope that you find this comic interesting and that you'll consider reading it. You can find it if you're one of my students in the main English section, but you can also find it in comic book stores and on Amazon.com if it is of interest to you. It would be a very controversial story for very religious people, but if you don't take it too seriously, you might enjoy it.